divine retribution, the spring equinox.
Unsolved mysteries are like an unquenched thirst, premonitions of trouble to spur you to keep going.
Okay.
"1,002 years since divine retribution, the end of winter, the Veil of Mercy, foothills of the Milky Mountains."
Okay, so I think that's 702 years after the opening cinematic. Yep. 700 years ago, you and the other Kuros took to the field of the drowsy deep to prevent a great calamity, the Reaping. Your self-sacrifice should have destroyed all Reapers once and for all. 9 years ago, you began feeling a growing sense of unease and decided to roam Terminium to find the reason. A month ago, you met a temple guard in the town of Gordon. There was something peculiar about him. Feeling a long-forgotten sense of dread, you realized it was an Umbra Reaper in disguise. He noticed you too, but chose not to pursue. He merely winked at you, bowing in jest. The return of the Umbra forewarns of the impending reaping, so you head to the Milky Mountains to find the local Cirrus. You hope to learn the time and place of the coming reaping and prevent it. When you'd stepped onto the narrow path, you'd noticed several sets of footprints. At the time, you thought that other people seeking the Cirrus advice must have anticipated you, but no. They're just robbers looking for an easy target. Alright, so blue tiles indicate where you can move, orange extra moving distance. We have skills. Pulsing tiles are within. Okay. Kind of our combat walkthrough. These attacks allow you to damage either their health or their energy. Love turn-based combat. Energy reduces their options. If they have 0 energy remaining, double damage to health. Okay. Select an enemy to learn more about the abilities. Their skills. So he has an axe hurl and a berserk, which I think still has one countdown left. Circular hit. Oh. Well, that was effective. Alright, let's end this. You're about to knock on the hut's door when suddenly it's flung open. A woman appears on the doorstep. Your heart leaps into your chest. She's the one you'd left behind when you went to fight in the battle for the Drowsy Deep. She is the one you loved, Amma. Okay. Alright, so this isn't voice acted then. Alright, so. Lance, what took you so long? It's been 702 years. You managed to survive when 12 of our brethren perished. Did you go into hiding? Please, call me Hopper. I'm already used to my new name. I was called Blance when we were together. I wasn't hiding in that battle, you know. I was wounded, pierced by arrows. That's why I didn't complete my task. Yes, I've heard the legend of the 12 brave ones, who cast an enchantment on themselves and turned into stone. They achieved their goal. Now their land is free from the plague and the reaping. The price was too high, though, if you ask me. Why did you come looking for me again? I wasn't searching for you, but the local Cirrus. There are signs. Bestias are leaving the forest of Datura. The Vandal witch has been sighted on woodland trails. I stumbled upon Atraka and Gordin myself. They've returned. Another reaping is nigh, perhaps. It's a foolish question, Hopper. I do not foretell the obvious. You might as well have asked whether winter will follow autumn. The reaping is coming. You know it. All loose ends shall be tied. So, choices. What do you mean by tied, or what do you know of the coming reaping? Choose one. One day, the final reaping will come. The question is, if there will be anything left in this world afterwards. Why would you care, though? Aren't you immortal? I'm the same as you, Amma. Even if we are both Umbra, we've long embraced the human way of life, and I care about Terminum's fate. To the reaping, we are no more than specks of dust. This time, we don't have 12 comrades willing to sacrifice themselves. Among those still alive, some will succumb and become reapers themselves. Do you really want to get involved? I need to stop the reapings. It's my fault they're happening again. You need to get off your pedestal. We're maggots, the lowliest servants, lucky enough to be seated at the dining table. Are you looking for the forsaken gods of this land? I have a book that describes the life of one. Here, take a look. I had a good laugh reading this nonsense. Thank you for the book. I've been searching high and low for similar records, but still, when and where will the reaping begin? I need to be there. That's where I'm needed. I know it. The souls of the dead have tortured me with guilt for 700 years. Help me. Give me the knife you keep in the bag, the kind our brethren sacrificed themselves with. Give it to me, and you'll get your answer. Pity. I'd really hoped to use it. I doubt anything else can kill a Reaper. Here you go. Why do you want it? The reaping shall occur on the day of the vernal equinox, both in the north and the south, in the towns of Woden and Albius. I wouldn't waste time if I were you. Sadly, I don't have time to reach the north. Farewell. I hope our paths cross again, though you still haven't told me why you need the knife. I saw you kill me with this very knife, Hopper, so I hope our paths never cross again. Farewell.
What does one need to meet old age in peace? Only to avoid a major disaster.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
Year 1002 since divine retribution. Burkana, the kingdom of Odala, city of Albius. The spring equinox. 8th year of peace since the last war. A retired captain of the guard and his daughter are strolling through the festival market.
I have a sad feeling about this. Most bizarre. A woman in strange clothes is walking away from the town hall. Her beauty should be turning heads, but I seem to be the only one noticing her. Glenda, are you daydreaming again? Nudge the daughter. Good day, Thorn. How are you, Gleda? I take it there's a reason you've been combing the market since dawn. Looking for a gift for Lika? Good day, Thorn. How are you, Gleda? Oh, right. Let's go with yes. How did you know? Albius isn't the biggest town around. There aren't too many captains of the Royal Guard here, and even fewer captains' wives. And only one of these wives celebrates her birthday on the day of the spring equinox. Please give her my birthday wishes. I will, Burgomaster. Though you're most welcome to stop by and do it in person. The Burgomaster is eager to carry on, but one of the citizens calls his name. Trouble nods to you and tends to his business. Stubborn old man. He seems resilient. I've heard he's a distant relative of the king himself. The distance of their relation may be the secret to his longevity. Well, we got carried away and are no closer to picking a gift for Leaky. What are we going to give her? Give me a hint? What's your mother like? Okay. So you have far-reaching consequences. I don't know. Go with jewelry. Then we should head to Rask's shop by the town hall. If we need clothing, then we can visit the cloth merchants. Actually, let's talk to Glada first. Was there something you wanted to discuss?
I know what Mother really needs. Health for her aching heart. Is there any way to improve her health? Magic? Divine intervention?
I do not believe in magic. The gods, it seems, do not even help their own servants. Do you remember what their temple is called? The Temple of Divine Retribution. It would be silly to expect any help from them. I wish we knew why they had to exact this retribution on your mother.
Then we should content ourselves with what the marketplace has to offer, and I shall win tomorrow's fencing tournament in her honor.
Do you really think she will take pleasure in watching her daughter hurl herself at another's blade, even if it is a practice sword? That one. I never could understand that. Thank all the gods she didn't have to use her skill even once.
Alright, let's go and buy something. Did Dad find out where I really go during my lunchtime strolls? There's nothing criminal in it, but I'd rather nobody knew of my manuscript hunting. I said I was going to the pastry shop, which wasn't exactly true. Just hope Rask doesn't give me away.
Glenda, this is Rask, an old friend, and expert in all kinds of curiosities. We've known each other since Oda. Hello, Rask. It's been a while. It's been 3 years, my dear Thorn. We've run into each other now and then, but ever since you arrived in town, freshly retired, and bought a silver necklace with a garnet, you've forgotten all about my shop. Are you here to pick a new gift for Leaky? Let's go with, you guessed right, will you help me pick something nice? I remembered the last time you bought a present for her, during the spring equinox. I won't lie, I'd have been happy if you'd bought jewelry from me every year since. My wife hasn't been interested in jewels for these last few years. However, the garnet necklace is her favorite, and she has been feeling better in recent months. Is it true that garnets aid a weak heart? If I'm not mistaken, garnets possess no magical properties, but some other stones do. Potions cannot heal an aching heart, but family love can preserve it. Though I have heard that there is a particularly skilled healer in Ursus, Unda's her name, but even she cannot perform miracles. Let's ask about the stones. You're wearing one of them on your chest, a Strix, your captain's insignia, and your protection. In troubled times like these, it can protect you from a common woe. Yeah, what common woe is this?
A common woe? That is how ancient texts describe the reaping, a plague that takes countless lives.
I see you enjoy perusing ancient manuscripts. Get off it, old friend. Use something other than an old wives' tale to sell your goods. And Glenda, it's about time you grew out of such childish stories. If you doubt the magical properties of Strix, remove your captain's insignia. Just don't put it away. It might come in handy. Although, several generations have passed and the need for it has not arisen. I like that. What sort of treasure only comes in handy once every few generations? Investing in jewelry makes much more sense. Do you have any silver for sale? Silver is not as powerful, but it's a good choice too. It can work against dark magic in a pinch. Never encountered magic. Tell me how your amulet works. Magic is pretty useless. Don't want to waste time on this. I'm really tempted to go with the boring conversation anyway category, but tell me how this amulet works. I will tell you what the ancient texts say about Strixes. When a common woe comes, death walks among humans and siphons their life-blood. Yet death finds a Strix sweeter than human life and drains it first. Until the Strix has been completely sucked dry, its wearer has a chance to survive. It gives hope. Be what it may, magic doesn't rule the world. Silver and gold do. As much as I enjoy our chat, Rask, I want to pick a gift for my wife. I have some silver there on the counter. Choose what you like. As for our chat, it's easy to get carried away when the company is so pleasant. In our case, every hour counts. Right, Gleda? Do you have any gift ideas? I'll say that. Here's what we'll do. Take the stone. No deposit, no acknowledgement of debt, and I'll take your word, Thorn. For if you lie, I will lose faith in kind people. If you or your family find no use for it in the next year, you'll return it. Agreed? It would be foolish to decline such a generous offer. A Strix it is, even if I have to return it in a year's time. You're behaving oddly today, Rask. Take the Strix from the table and hide it under your shirt. When you look up, Rask is staring at the ceiling, his face pale. First you're confused, but then you too hear a bell ringing in the town hall. This doesn't sound like our bell ringer. Could it be that Trobel has finally sacked his bell ringer and hired someone sober? And you, Rask, doesn't the bell annoy you, ringing 4 times a day? You watch in surprise as Rask takes a big sack and starts emptying the contents of his numerous drawers, big and small, into it. Just a matter of habit, my dear Thorn. Time gets you used to much stranger things. You do not realize how wisely you've chosen your gift. Silver could come in handy, of course, but a Strix will most certainly aid you. And if it does, how many years will I be paying for it? 5? 10? The bell keeps tolling. Rask slings his sack over the shoulder and takes an axe with a curved handle from the wall. It no longer matters. I hope we'll meet again. But now I would flee from the city if I were you. The Opicum Fortress is the safest place to go. The merchant retreats into his shop. You hear the back door open and close. Gleda, it looks like Rask has lost his mind. We should leave. Before he knows what's going on. Well, that can't be good. Yeah, that's definitely not good. Oh. Oh, hey, it's that guy again. See Baron Trobel lying on the ground, dying. Blood gushes from his mouth, nose, ears, and eyes. Dorpkal the Reaper. You're tough. Struggle to stay on your feet. Blood is gushing from your nose. Glita, scared to death, is hiding behind your back. But rather taciturn. What do you want? Nothing. The Burgomaster has made this decision on everyone's behalf. What kind of decision? The ritual one. A tribute to the memory. You use your last reserves of energy to stay upright. Your heart is about to leap out of your chest. Your throat contracts. Dying already. It seems the monster is grinning, clenches its fist, and your heart clenches in your chest. A moment later, the unbearable pain lifts. Towering over you, the monster examines you intently for a few seconds, then extends its arm and points at your pendant. The monster grabs your captain's insignia, clenching it in its fist. With a hissing sound, the strix in the pendant shrinks. Yeah, first time I've ever seen that, but it is an Eastern Russian developer, so that might be why. Also, hi Lady Chris. The reaping will start with your family, Thornbrennan. The monster vanishes into thin air. You shake your head, trying to clear it. Oh, blessed gods. Did you hear what it said about our family? Quick, we've got to get home. Headlong to your house, taking every possible shortcut. Even a small town like Albius has its dark corners, but you could not care less. Right now you need to make sure that everyone's alright at home. Glita's outcry makes you stop in your tracks. Your daughter hastily pulls some kind of colored plaques from under her belt. That's it's almost burnt my stomach. Rask gave them to me about a week ago. A long time ago, they supposedly were magical battle cards. Suddenly they became so hot to the touch. Well, let's take a look at the cards. Magical plaques almost burn your fingers, but they also fit perfectly in your palm. You feel almost as if you could wave your hand and channel magic into an enemy. Could they regain their power because of the reaping? How did Rask come upon them? I remember seeing such plaques sold as curiosities and souvenirs. You hear footsteps coming from somewhere ahead. 3 thugs are barring the way. Their puffy faces are contorted with mindless rage. Did highwaymen get so brazen as to attack townsfolk, hoping for easy gain? In a swift move, you draw your sword, but the thugs look unimpressed. You look closer and notice their vacant eyes and foam at their mouths. Your opponents are either very drunk or very lazy. You step in front of Glita. I'll beat some sense into them. Stay back! In response, Glita steps aside and draws her own blade. Did I practice with a sword all these years just to keep hiding behind you? Together we'll deal with them faster. What your daughter is really asking for is some stern parenting. But the thugs attack you with a feral roar. I can only hope your daughter has taken your lessons to heart.
so we're still kind of doing combat tutorial type stuff. If you have more than one character in your party, choose turn order to select any character. Choose next and their turn, toggle dim. Got it. Click on the cards. Each card can only be used once per battle. Turn to the next battle. Red skulls indicate number of wounds. They have 4 wounds. They die. Keep an eye on this useful question mark button. Well, I think that's probably a good position right there. It's got 7 damage. Now that needs a turn to become available. Alright. You're not supposed to do that. Oh, because it's his turn. That wasn't very nice. Alright, well, let's take away his energy there. Let's try that. Alright, well, that was maybe a little less helpful than I was hoping for. Sure, let's try a card. Oh, okay, throwing a card ends the turn. I see. Let's go with that and take him out. Okay, so she's safe. And now we're gonna have to take this guy out.
It's not doing a lot of damage anyway. Let's do the counterattack option then. Because that was effective. Right. Still getting a feel for this. My turn or something. Rude. Fine. Problem solved. Gleda looks at the bloodied bodies in terror. This is the first time she has fought to the death. Grab her by the shoulders, shaking her a couple times before she looks away from the corpses. She finally steels herself, meets her gaze, and nods with great determination. You're proud of your daughter, but even more so worried for your wife, Leaky. There's no time to lose. You need to get home as soon as possible. A couple of side alleys later, you open the familiar gate. First battle, everyone lived. Uh-oh. Run into the house and find the living room covered in blood. Old Tenor, your housekeeper, stands at the door, trembling all over. His daughter, Quiona, your maid, lies motionless on the floor. Just beside her is your wife, Leaky. Uh-oh. Crying. Many years ago, you ventured into the Vale at the edge of the world. That day, death looked you in the eye. Today, it clenches its bony fingers around your heart. You're petrified. Gleda weeps into Leaky's black hair. The same hair you fell madly in love with a lifetime ago. Gleda, it's just the two of us now. Get hold of yourself. I won't manage without you. Such a calamity has befallen us. Oh, such grief. Both Leaky and Hina screamed in pain. Then my daughter seemed to lose her mind. She went at Mistress Leaky with a knife. Mistress defended herself, but then... Take a blanket from the bed and cover Queena's body. I will, in a moment. Oh, the horror, the horror. His Excellency Count Victi and his young son Bran always said it would end this way. Man, this story's like a gut punch. This is only chapter 1. Father, I need you. We must act. Tenor, saddle the horses while I pack. Yes, I'll do it. You move a strand of your wife's hair and notice something odd. A black-blue mark like an ulcer on the nape of her neck. The surrounding skin is swollen as if burnt. Gleda also notices it and backs away, a look of terror on her suddenly pale face.
This is right out of an ancient manuscript. The same thing happened 700 years ago. A pain pierces your neck and grows into a fiery noose. It strangles you and you die in terrible agony. This infection is what they call the reaping. Father, the back of my neck is burning.
Let me see it. Damn, you have the same mark. Have a look. Do I have it?
Nothing.
But how can it be? Why did the plague spare me? I don't believe in luck. Must be some kind of protection, but what is it? Now, Veresk was right. Come here, Gleda, I want you to wear this. You take Rask's pendant out of the bag and put it around your daughter's neck. She nods and you pull her into your embrace again. You exit into the front yard and take a look around. No, you shouldn't bury Leaky here. Be better to do it in the back. Gleda follows you. Take Tenor and bring the bodies here, you tell her. Try to be quick. Our time is short. Just wrap them in something, alright? When you're done digging, your hands are shaking, but not with tiredness. Tenor buries his face in his hands. Gleda is a shadow of her former self. You realize that if you stop and stand still, pain will drown you. You get out of the freshly dug grave and pick up Leaky's body. You lay out Quiono's body beside her mistress. They used to play together as kids. Take up the shovel. Gleda is still petrified. Tenor mumbles one of the temple anthems. You wonder what he is asking the gods to do for his daughter. Aren't his woes all the same to her now? You throw the last handful of earth onto the grave and toss the shovel aside. You feel as if you are on the edge of a cliff. Your wife is no more. Her body is not in your warm embrace, but in the cold clutches of death. For some reason, you're still alive. Gleda walks up and hugs you, pulling you back from the precipice, just like when you met the Reaper. So we can go to the gate, go to the house, talk to Gleda. Right, who is banging on the gate?
It's Captain Krieger. He's got Fisk, the guard from the northern gate, as well as 4 lads from his regiment with him. What do we do?
Let him in before it destroys the gate. Gleda, shut the stable doors for now, just in case.
Damnation! Quick, bring in the horses! Thorn is your old servant completely deaf. I bashed my knuckles raw knocking on your bloody gate. Don't you know what's going on in town?
Pipe down, I do know. Tenor has just lost his daughter, understood? And I've just lost my wife. Curse this damn town.
Leaky, gods, I'm sorry, really sorry. Damn me if I hurt your feelings or something.
Die like a dog, so don't worry about it. We all will at this rate. What happened to you?
When the monster entered the town, everyone went berserk. Have you seen the sign it left on the gate? What do we do now? I wanted to ask the burgomaster, but didn't think I could make it through. Besides, I had the boys with me.
Hey, there, you pansies. Come here. You alright? Yeah. Looks like you didn't even... There's some phrasing. Take care of the horses while we figure something out. Now we have more people to deal with. So soldiers. There's a soldier over there. Let's go check with Gleda now. Gleda loads up her horse, weeping over the tack.
Mother dear, how are we going to live without you? She whispers.
put your arms around your daughter as she presses her tear-stricken face into your chest. It's over for Leaky, my dear. But for you and Macht, it's not. Remember this, however much it hurts. Gleda nods and tries to steel herself. No longer crying, she starts strapping the saddlebags. It's not over for you either, Father, no matter what you think. I'm almost ready. I only need to strap this package of Rask's scrolls. Maybe I'll have a chance to return them. It pains you to look at your daughter, whose every gesture reminds you of your wife. You clench your teeth and carry on. There's no time to lose. Yeah, let's not be a dick about this. Gleda buries her face in your shoulder. Thank you. Mother is dead. We've got to run from the reaping, and I'm still fussing with this package. Check the shed. Brett, lounging about. Just coming to my senses, thinking what to do. It came after me, you'll see. It knows where I'm hiding, and it will find me again. Came after all of us, knucklehead. Do you think you're special or something? If, gods forbid, it comes back, it'll be for all of our heads. Thorn, we need to leave, now! Can't run or hide. Death is in the air. It decreased his loyalty? Listen to me, boy. Don't ever let your fear wag your tongue for you. Curb it. If you want to die, do it. Just don't drag others into it. Check on Tenor. You enter the house and see that Tenor has packed your things, but is not in a rush to leave. He's keeping you, Tenor. Tenor makes a helpless gesture. Forgive me, Master Brennan, but I'm not coming. I must remain by my daughter's side. I will look after the house for as long as I live. Tenor's expression softens. You've been a model husband for Mistress Leaky, no matter what her father, Count Victi, said. And let's check the other soldiers. Hey, Sop. Quit trailing Hode like a puppy. Go straight, tighten the straps on your horse. Oh, you remembered me. This nanny away from me. At this rate, he'll soon be holding my member. Take a leak. Let him look after Gleda. Why not? Whoa. But Hode, aren't we buddies? Don't you see what's happening in Albus? Don't drag Gleda into this. I worry about you. Go on, right out of here. I need you like you need a hole in the head. If you want to look after me, do it from far away. That's what distress does to men. Stiff as a dick in a bed. I can't stream this. Where you'll cool off and you'll be best buddies again. Thorn, what else did you want to ask the lads? Alright. Why are you staring at the gate? Well, I mean, it's a really nice sturdy gate. We could just stay here and wait for this mess to clear. Let's not. Shit. Do it. Knee-high in its sop. Who do you think this gate's gonna stop? That monster? Or maybe the plague? What's next? Crawling under a blanket? Will it help? I want to do the right thing. What if those madmen come to their senses? Then it's all hunky-dory. Oh, I get another question. Okay, how are you holding up? I'm trying my best. My knees are shaking. I don't like this one bit. I'd rather have a war. War doesn't keep men waiting. You'll find that your knees shake less when you're marching. Let's go and see what happens. Then point us in the right direction. All I hear is talk. You're a superior, aren't you? Sure, why the sour look? Should I sing and dance? This is no fort. I must move to Ursus. Its walls are higher, and the Juranan army is nearby. The king himself is there, and more food. All you care about is stuffing your face. The entire Juranan army loses its marbles like the Albus guards. Ursus will be good for nothing. Well, I mean, the madness hasn't afflicted us, so there must be someone sane in Ursus. Let them deal with the craziness. Alright, enough talk. Look at Sop rambling. Usually he's too busy chewing. Probably thought we'd be hiding in a tavern. If you could hide from this horror in a tavern, I would be there already. Krieger, do something! We didn't join Thorn Brennan's company by accident, did we? I mean no disrespect, Captain. Respect my decisions, then. First, we need to get out of town and ride to the nearest Menhar to get rid of the plague. We'll see where we go from there. Loyalty increased. We go, I guess. Forget about Trobel, Krieger. The Burgomaster is dead. What do we do now? Watch this shit. Run! Okay, let's check everyone's neck. Figured that one out already. None of my lads have marks. I checked. Townsfolk have been clutching their necks in pain, though. The gods spared us this plight. Without them, we'd be squirming on the ground. We should be grateful. You invoke the gods, but they have nothing to do with it, confound them. Well, we've got Strixes to help us. What do you have, Fisk? What do you mean? I have a spear. My armor, though I admit it isn't the best. Perhaps I'm not making myself clear. Bit slow on the uptake, aren't you? I'll say it again. Slowly. Strixes protect you from the plague. Krieger and I have our captain's insignias with Strixes. These lads have earrings with flecks of this stone. Where is your Strix? Got a small one in this pin. Used to be my mother's. Kept it in her memory, but I don't wear it. So she protects you, even after her death. Pray to your dead mother, Fisk, rather than the gods. Okay, yeah, what about the sign on the gate? How should I know? Standing guard by the northern gate with Fisk. The gods punish him with sobriety. May the gods punish you with sobriety. Okay, that's my new favorite curse ever. Suddenly a monster appeared. I heard of this creature. Temple records refer to them as the Reapers, but they come during the reaping. Well, that makes sense. They don't always look like monsters. Sometimes they appear almost human. They call themselves the Umbra, but there's only a passing mention of them in the chronicles. I haven't the foggiest idea what that was, and frankly, I don't give a crap. I just know what I saw. It was so scary, it's your bridge. And he did, in fact. All of them fell to the ground, at least. The monster drew some kind of mark on the gate and let out a screech. I know, right? The Reaver said that the gate was sealed and that everyone should prepare to die. Said so in the temple tongue, and then in Frisian. Well, you shut up, wise arse. Going on and on. What are you planning to do? Talk your foes to death on the battlefield? You snotty brat. Have I ever given anyone a reason to call me a coward? I think Krieger let it go. Hold your horses. You two flit. Calm down. You know so many languages. Just had to learn them. Many archival records only exist in Frisian or the temple tongue. Being knowledgeable is always useful. As for courage, either you have it or you don't. You won't know until you need it. Okay, is it something about going berserk? I see. The monster just etched a sign on the gate and vanished. Then the bells started ringing, and it all went topsy-turvy. People got to their feet and began to beat the daylights out of each other. Some skedaddled, some took up arms, some folks just used bare hands. Me and Fisk ran for it, but that didn't go so well. And the people we knew were lunging at us like furious beasts. I wanted to avoid killing them, of course, but the way things were, we fought our way to the stables and found these lads. I'm not saying I agree with the whole idea that you have courage or you don't, but, I mean, that's the story, apparently. I see. It's all starting to make sense. The plague leaves a mark, which makes you go berserk, but it doesn't always work. Perhaps some possess the inner strength to resist. Or maybe Strixes have got something to do with it. The mark's not a death sentence, then, if you resist? Things are looking up, boys. Something to drink to. Alright, time to get out of town. I almost forgot. People didn't go mad immediately after the monster left its sign on the gate. First, a merchant rode through the square at a flying gallop. It's a miracle he didn't trample anyone. Oh yeah, that would be Rask. Pulled the control lever, slid something between the gates, opened them up, and off he went. All by himself. Here I thought he was a good-for-nothing wuss. Surely you know him. Short beard, always smiling, shop near the town hall. Good drinking buddy, if you ask me. Rask? So he managed to get out of town? Is the gate still open, then? No, the people were going berserk already. Some of the guards went after this Rask fellow, by the way. Then the gate slammed shut as nobody held it open. So it is possible to open the gate after all. Gather everyone, Krieger, and let's go. We need to get out of town. Tenor, sure you don't want to change your mind? I'm too old to change my mind, master. May the gods grant you a smooth road. Farewell. As you wish. Everyone, follow me and Krieger. Tenor, open the gate. You stop at the square near the gate, dismount, and peek around the corner. The ground before the gate is littered with corpses. Beside them, guards shuffle about, scratching their necks and growling now and then. They have weapons at the ready. The incessant ringing of the bell makes you squirm as you examine the gate. There is some kind of glowing mark on it. The square is full of abandoned carts, baskets, and crates, and corpses. There's no way you can ride through on horseback. Your company waits for your decision. Do you realize what's going on? Why are the madmen so organized? Why are the monsters? Now, why are they so organized?
Could it be that they serve the Reaper now and are bound by his will?
Ancient manuscripts don't mention anything about it.
However, they do say that each reaping is different. The Reaper could have invented something new. Rask had mentioned something like this too.
You discussed the reaping with Rask.
Sometimes, you don't know history if you don't know the reapings. They direct its course, even if they only happened twice.
Who knew it would come back? In the absence of other explanations, we'll have to go with this one. Okay, sure. Why did the monster seal the gate?
Those Reapers are like children, very cruel children, pitting people against each other just to see what's going to happen. Like playthings. That's what Father said.
Is your father a temple servant by any chance?
A royal scribe, but I didn't want to be a scribe. I wanted to become a warrior, so I ran away from the capital.
Consider your wish fulfilled. I'd hoped it had lost its glamour. Soon will, in any case. Well, shall we try to break through?
What do you mean, break through? You out of your freaking mind, Thorn? I know those lads, every single one of them. See that redhead? You know him too. He was but a young lad when he came to me, what, 15 years ago? He wanted to become a guard, and he did.
Do you suggest we haul our horses over the wall instead? I know all those lads too. See the woman lying there by the barn? That's his mother. And who do you think hacked her down? They're not the people we knew, Krieger.
Well, I'm not quite myself when I'm drunk either. Should I be killed then? How do you know this can't be reversed? Do what you will, Captain, but I won't lead an attack on my own men.
You see the dead bodies under their feet? Those are our lads too. Oh, screw you, I'll give the order. Alright. Can't attack their ranks directly, so we'll have to split up. Some of you will join the fight, but others will have to get around the fight to reach the gate.
Why would we split? It's much better to stay together.
What if those crazies get reinforcements while we're busy fighting? I don't care about winning. I just want to get out of this alive.
How do we open the gate? It's sealed by the sign.
If Rask managed it somehow, then so can we. On your guard. You there, follow me. The rest, to the gate!
Let's bring archer, spearman, and assassin. Looks like I have all the items I can carry. So let's put my archers there. That looks good. This for an opener.
did this guy lose health? Highly confused. 12 damage, deals 24 damage, and pushes enemy back a bit 2 tiles. Why like that? Why is that? Why am I taking health damage? Oh, because I'm reading the thing wrong there. That's why. Because it costs. I see. I'm just trying to save my spear guy. Take the health hit, take him out. Shoot. did what I wanted it to do. Unblessed change. That worked nicely as well. The fight is over. You notice more guards with their weapons drawn in a nearby alley. You run to the gate. Why isn't it open yet? Go through this again? Krieger kicks the sealed gate in fury. Bloody Rask did it somehow. Think, what could we use? Galita suddenly remembers. Rask swiped something along the slit between the gates. Do you recall what he said? Silver could come in handy. We have Mom's necklace in one of the bags. Pull out the piece of silver jewelry out of the bag and toss it to Krieger. He shrugs and slides it along the slit. The Reaper's mark fades away and the gate creaks open. Krieger laughs hysterically. I'll be damned! Silver! Silver worked! Pull the lever now! You and your company rush into the open. As soon as you close the gate behind you, the Reaper's sign, invisible to you from the outside, reseals them with a hissing sound. Soon enough, fists begin pounding from the inside. The bell still tolls over Albus. You look at your companions. I must save my daughter, and you, since you've joined me. At least those of you who wish to carry on. Try to make it to the nearest men here. It might help us. Let's go! I think that means something. Look at the road leading west. There are hoof prints and even dry drops of blood in the dust. You conclude. Looks like Rask's pursuers went that way. Krieger, do you think we should try and catch up with him? There's much more to that old man than the eye can see. In fact, I have a hunch he knows much more about the reaping than anyone else. Krieger scratches his head. I can believe that. Saw him open the sealed gate. He definitely knows something. Still catch up with him, but this road doesn't take you straight to the men here. Rask's got a head start, but his horse is no prize. Go after him. Lose an entire day, if not more. Start having doubts. And we may lose him. Still got those nutty guards on his tail. Could have finished it off already. Have to make a decision now. So there's a stone bridge. There's the northern road. Alright, I think we're going to follow the merchant guy north. The bridge has been washed away in a spring flood. There is no way forward. So now we have to go back. So meanwhile, way over here, Frisians invaded Burkana. Hordes of northerners are already marching across the lands of the Five Kingdoms. Well, that sucks. Not my problem yet, though. Alright, well, I guess we'll head to the watch... Wait, there's 2 watchtowers. This fortification. Decrepit thing. Oh, we gotta get there. Okay. I think we take the coal burners track. The road curves. From a distance, you can already make out the watchtower, the residence of guards and toll collectors. A grisly scene of a recent felony is underfoot. A ransacked cart and a murdered family. Husband hacked down, wife raped and strangled, and a baby crushed on the ground. A bloody trail leads to the watchtower. Krieger wipes the sweat off his brow with his sleeve. Damnation! Could have done this. Where did the bandits come from? The trouble just started. And here they are! Cusses. The thieves must have gone to the tower. They probably have their eyes on the toll collector's money. You raise a hand, demanding silence, and take a closer look at the victims. We're only a few minutes late. The blood is still fresh. The bastards who did this couldn't have reached the watchtower yet. Let's pursue and kill them. Dismount your horses before the fight. There's no getting new mounts, so we'd best spare the ones we've got. It's not long before you catch up with the murderers. They didn't expect to see an armed band, but react quickly and scurry toward the forest. You're not letting them go. Alright, well. Choose your party. Fisk is a spearman. Alright, let's swap Krieger for Fisk. No sense getting people wounded when I don't have to. Oh, they've got an archer too. So what I like doing is put my archers in the back. Actually, no, I want my archers there. Alright, that looks good. So then the other thing I like is I'll throw down this touch of chaos right at the start. It does 5 damage and everybody gets a buff, so it's a good opener. So what I'm not going to do use my archers and make them come to me. See, does not end turn. Well, then let's do that. Okay. Let's fine. 12 damage. Alright, scratch one enemy. That's just downright rude. Can't I do that? Defense by 3. Just take out his energy there. That's just hurtful. Fine. All about taking out everyone's energy and reducing their options. Alright, let's see who we're... Oh, that's not good. Let's see, do I have a health thing? Alright, 7, 19, 16, 9, 25... don't know why I can't. Fine. Whatevs. These, oh, that's bad. People must have... Uh-oh. That might be bad. Oh, that broke his armor. Okay, he needs to get out of here. Oh, I can move multiple people. I don't want to attack with them. Okay, well that's helpful then. But I can't actually attack with anyone. Okay, great. And it's not going to matter. Can't attack yet. Fine, we'll go with this. Recharge time thing going on. Don't quite understand it. I'm gonna win this, clearly. But damn, this is not pretty. Well, shoot, I guess I've selected her. It's probably gonna be bad. Yep. Everyone's gonna pick up a wound out of this, aren't they? Except this guy, whose health just keeps going up. Do an attack. Apparently not. Yeah, I knew he was going down. Alright, well that was incredibly ugly. When the fight is over, you glance at the tower. It is not that far. The sound of battle must have carried well. Yet nobody rushed to your aid. On the other hand, what can a guard or two do against a gang of thugs? Still wondering about that, you tell your companions to ride to the tower. You find the gates of the tower open, and no one on watch. You turn to Krieger, confused. Krieger looks around. Is this what they call guard duty? Where is everyone? Stein should be on watch, and he's supposed to be reliable. And where's the toll collector? For God's sake, what's going on? Stein! You cut your friend short. Stop yelling. We don't need to attract attention. Go see if anyone's seriously injured. Krieger shakes his head. They've got a couple of scratches, nothing serious. You rushed at them like a wild beast, and everyone followed suit. After everything we've seen, I'd tear this filth to pieces with my bare hands. You agree. That's almost what happened. All the filth that was dormant in our land is now showing its ugly face, I'm sure. Well, let's have a look around. I don't like this place. Well, Let's look in the watchtower. There's blood on the rocks, and the gate's broken. From the inside, it seems. Someone was killed here, Krieger. Someone, you say? I think it's obvious. It was either the toll collector, the second watchman, or Stein. I forgot who I'd dispatched here. But where are the bodies? Screw that, eh, Thorn? Let's just go. Wise words, Captain. What are we standing around for? Waiting for those madmen to storm out of the city? But where should we run off to? No. We must first get to the bottom of this. I don't want to get into even more shit. We're knee-deep as it is. Alright, what do you say, Krieger? Well, returning to the city is definitely a bad idea. Barely got away with our lives. I think we need to look for the sacred stones. It's not that far, especially on horseback. You think you're smart? The moment people realize what's going on, they'll all rush to the men here. Let's ride to the stone furthest away, shall we? Not many people there. It's just a small blockade. The nearest stone, you'll have too many pilgrims from the neighboring villages and towns. It's too risky. Who knows how long our Strixes are going to last? What if we've only got a day left or something? Let's get to the nearest men here, by the Dyneford village. Alright, and what do you think, Fisk? Maybe it isn't the reaping at all. We need to hide. Always works for me, at least. Just like you to hide your ass during one of your benders, huh? Where did that get you? You're a drunken fool, Fisk. If it's the reaping, you can't hide. Doubly true if it isn't. Don't worry, they'll easily find us. Why would they be looking for us? Not like we've done anything wrong. Killed a couple city folk, but it was just like self-defense. Yeah, try telling that to the city officials. I'd rather control my own fate, thank you very much. I don't want to crawl into a hole and get burnt to a crisp like some kind of pest. I think that's enough talk. We need to send a couple of soldiers to look for Stein. Let them scan the outskirts for a bit. Alright, well, let's go look at the tower outskirts. Hode, Brent, Flit, got some pep. Snoop around, you command. Check by the river. Let's be sneaky about it. If we don't find anyone near the tower, we'll ride on. Let me go with Hode, Sop suggests. Who knows what kinds of crazies lurk around the tower? Our boys will need me to fend them off. Soldiers draw their weapons and circle the tower. You notice Sop walking in front, obviously shielding Hode. Did you see that, pal? You ask Krieger. Sop's running around Hode just like a little dog, and Hode just turns up his nose. Kind of a strange friendship. Krieger laughs. Agreed. You know the nickname Sop got in the squadron? Clodhopper. He's a kind fellow. Very obedient and hard-working. But as soon as Hode's on the horizon, trouble's a-brewing. You shake your head. Young'uns. Always have to keep an eye on them, till all the fighting toughens them up. Are they coming back? That was fast. Isn't Stein with the boys? Let's go talk to him. Found the watchman's leader. Let's hear what he has to say. Is this an inspection, Krieger? What's going on? It's been a wasteland for half a day, and now there's a crowd. Why didn't you stay in a tavern? Why are you so livid, Chief? What in the blazes is going on here? Why is the gate open? Stein breaks into a grin and shuts one wing of the gate. Scorched on its front side is half of the same mark you saw on Albius's gate. Stop! Don't touch the second one. Do you want to kill us, you son of a bitch? You'll awaken the curse if you do. Calm down, Krieger. I don't think Stein meant any harm. I don't care what he meant. I just don't want to lose my mind. Especially around you. I'd lose it happily. Better than enduring this blasted pain. Tell me, what happened in town? Something wrong with the road? Wait, I see you clasping your neck. It's burning, isn't it? How are you holding up? Do you have a Strix? I don't know of any strips, but the last of the ice I picked up from under the rocks really helps. Put some on your neck and you'll feel much better. You'll be fit to stand guard again. Then tell us what happened at your post. This mark didn't draw itself. I don't fiddle with symbols like a temple sissy. All I know is that I saw a scary creature. Me and the toll collector both collapsed where we stood. Ramlan was upstairs and I heard him fall too. Luckily he didn't fall out the window. This fiend got to the gate and drew some kind of mark. It's as if it's burned in it. My neck felt like it was on fire. It bared its gray teeth and told us we were done for. Well, as for the words, maybe I was just hearing things. Has it been practicing here or something? Shit, you're lucky you're still in one piece, Stein. Let's see. Yeah, how'd you manage to break the seal? By accident. Ramlan was inside. He got so scared he tumbled down the stairs and knocked out the rotten gate with his stupid head. That's when we felt the scorching heat. The toll collector went crazy right away. Lucky for Ramlan, he attacked me first. His eyes were bulging and he was foaming at the mouth. Alright, well, didn't you hear us calling you? I don't care who was calling. I was picking ice left under the stones. If you don't believe me, hold a knife over the fire and press it to your neck. Then we'll see how you respond. So you're picking ice on your watch. Don't you have anything else to do? You want me to check non-existent carts? The only people I saw today were Rask the merchant, with that weird axe of his, and a dozen guards chasing after him. Not a single piece of luggage. Okay, let's Alright, let's see about the second watchman and the toll collector. About the toll collector. You see, there was an accident. He went berserk and attacked me. I fought for dear life and had to finish him off in the end. His corpse is behind the tower. Strange, isn't it? To live like a man and die like a beast? Awesome, man. Ramlan just bolted. He must have gone to his home village of Dynford, the one by the men here. I don't blame him. As far as I'm concerned, he's better off than the toll collector. Alright, well, let's have this guy grab his stuff and come with us. I want to live the rest of my days in such a way that I won't feel shameful. I will not abandon my post, and neither should you. So what are you accusing us of, Stein? I won't judge you, Thorn, especially considering that you're retired. However, shouldn't Krieger be in charge of his soldiers and guards in Albus? And kill our own guards and the townspeople who are already killing each other? No, I'm not going to take part in this massacre. I think I'm going to take Krieger's side here. More like Captain Coward. Should be sorting out the mess in town, not running to safety. I'll manage it myself, Thorn. Thanks. And Krieger would definitely spend the rest of his days behind bars. This guy's a dick. And you can just drop dead right here. You don't want to get to the men here in 2 days and stay alive? Eat shit then. Nothing to do here anymore, Thorn. Let's go. Oh, hey, we found Ramlan. Maybe. Dynford Village, near Menhir Valley. If Stein's right, the second guard must have run off there to his family. What do you say, Krieger? What kind of a person is Ramlin? Not a bad fellow, but ain't where the rats puke as a guard. Sorry wimp is what he is. All fancy schmancy. His only family is his grandma. She's Vandil of the dark-skinned folk. Can tell she raised him by herself. The lad's got no father figure. Why did you take him in then? Was it pity, or did someone ask you to? Who'd give a crap about him? As I said, he's only got his grandma. As for why I took him in, it's really boring on patrol, you know? And Ramlin knows all the fairy tales of the world, it seems. Every guard wanted to be on duty with him, just to hear what he's got to say. That's what too much peace does to the guards. Whatever. Have someone from Menhir Village certainly wouldn't hurt. At least we'll have somewhere to spend the night if it comes to that. Alright, and off we go then. You ride a couple of leagues away from the tower. Krieger calls you over. I have a feeling that the sergeant's going to blame us for the murder of the toll collector. Wouldn't it be safer to just kill him? You're about to tell Krieger off, but then stop yourself. On the one hand, Stein isn't a bad person, despite his insufferable demeanor. On the other hand, you don't need guards chasing after you. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the good guy option and not go back and kill him. You look at Krieger and shake your head. Sorry, pal. Killing someone accidentally, or in self-defense, is one thing. But killing an innocent just so he doesn't get in the way is out of the question. Captain scratches his head. You're probably right. I was getting too jumpy from all the shit we've been through. I'll soon be lashing out at people myself. Gotta let it go before some other bullshit finds its way into my head. Alright. So back to the map. Still trying to get to the Menhir. Options are the Miller's Track. Oh, that's where the bridge was out. So we tried that. Or the dry riverbed. Let's see. Road follows dry riverbed. Roundabout way to avoid the dilapidated bridge. Alright, we're going with the riverbed. Suddenly you come across a blood-curdling scene that looks like the site of a massacre. A plundered cart is surrounded by scores of dead bodies. You notice fallen guards who had performed their duty to the last breath, unarmed travelers and evidently some bandits whom their mates did not bother to bury. Let's look for survivors. One of your companions finds a gravely wounded man lying in the bush. He is still alive, but unconscious. You dress his wound, hoping that he might survive. In this instant, a company of guards rides into sight. They promise to treat the wounded man, so you leave him in their care and carry on with your journey. Your companions are happy that they were able to help the survivor. Alright, well, now we only have one route choice, so we'll take the plateau. A lone horseman comes into sight on the outskirts of Dynford Village. His horse barely trudges along. It looks like it galloped without rest. The rider, just as exhausted, doesn't notice you until you catch up with him. Krieger raises himself in the stirrups, glares at the traveler and shouts, "Why, if this isn't Ramlin! Wait, you knucklehead, you! Don't you recognize your commander?" Taken aback, the lad hunches his shoulders, but then sighs in relief when he recognizes Krieger.
"Oh, hello, Captain Krieger. What brings you here?" "I'm on my way home. Not that far off, in fact."
Krieger squints to scan the nearby houses. "Your village isn't going anywhere, and your horse needs some rest anyhow. You'll ride the poor thing to death, you bonehead. Get off before it crushes you." Ramlin gets off the horse, and the exhausted animal collapses. He gives the young guard a scornful glance and dismount in order to talk to him. "Catch your breath, boy. Take it easy. Now tell me one thing. We passed a dozen hamlets yesterday, but didn't see a single person. Do you know what's going on?"
"I don't know. I didn't stop by any hamlets. In fact, I didn't stop at all."
Okay, why did you abandon your post at the tower?" "You've spoken to Stein already. Told us about the gray creature, about you breaking the gate, and about the crazy toll collector, too. I want to hear your side of the story."
"So the toll collector went mad, but Stein's all right? Gods be praised. I was so afraid to go back because I thought the two of them might kill me. What now? Do I have to go back to the watchtower?"
"Go visit your grandma first. It's not far. You'll manage on foot. Consider it a short leave from Stein. Tell me, why did you go to Albius for help?"
I was so shaken with fright, I chose the familiar path to my home village without thinking. When I came to my senses, it was easier to keep going. My grandma's a great healer. Maybe she'll help me with the mark on my neck. And if she can't, the men here's nearby.
"So the plague's gotten to you too? I doubt a village healer can cure it. Go straight to the men here after you visit your grandma. It's safer that way. We don't have a spare horse, so you'll have to walk like Krieger suggested." "Sure, did you notice anything strange on your way?"
The footprints, maybe. Lots of them. Looked like a party on horseback. Larger than yours. I didn't see them even though I rode without rest. My guess is that they're headed for our men here."
"We noticed that too. Can't imagine what company this could be. It's too big for a Birkenand patrol. Could it be bandits? Hope they don't find their way into your village."
Never seen any bandits in these parts. We're not rich, and there's several bows and lances in every home. They'd lose more than they'd gain. There's also a watch around the men here, and they would come to our aid."
"All right, we'll deal with those mysterious horsemen later. And how did you manage to ride for so long?"
"Well, I know a sort of incantation. Bucks you up a bit. Learned it from my grandma. She's one of the Vandals. They know their stuff."
Can you buck us up? Oh, that is a terrible way to phrase that.
"Not yet. Too tired. Besides, I'm a bit of a weakling compared to my grandma. She's very skilled. She's also got special powders and poultices."
"We'll definitely see your grandma on the way back. I hope she sells us some potions to keep us healthy." "Alright, then we have to go."
"Yes, of course. I'll drop by Grandma's and then head to the men here. I suppose I'll return to Stein afterwards. Don't think me a deserter, Captain."
"Just go already. Nobody's accusing you of anything. Visit your grandma or return to the watchtower. We're too preoccupied to care." And so onward we ride. pass a village. Its empty streets strike you as odd. A feeling of foreboding sets in, but you shrug it off. Right now your only goal is the men here. Everything else comes second. The villagers must have gathered near the sacred stone, Flit says. It's a holiday, after all. You agree, relieved. Indeed, villages near the menhirs traditionally boast spring festivities. Lost in thought, you don't immediately hear someone addressing you. Flit calls to you again, pointing to the road. There's something smoking down there, and scavengers circle the black plumes. You slow to take a closer look. Well, that can't be good. Yeah, that's definitely not good. A heap of corpses rests in the middle of the road. So many bodies, men and women, young and old, even children. There's a scaffold and some spears sticking out of the ground. The smell of blood makes you lightheaded. You trot closer, pulling back on the reins. Scorched and torn asunder, all these people died without making a sound, their mouths choked with dirt. Hacked limbs lie nearby. You turn around slowly. Gleda stands close by, clutching the hilt of her sword. Others stand further back, frozen in place. Gleda sobs. She's petrified, unable to get a word out. She runs off on limp limbs, sick to her stomach. You order your men to help Gleda and to keep their distance. A quiet howl draws your attention. You notice a pregnant woman struggling under the pile of corpses. She's been severely mutilated and won't last long without aid. It seems the woman will deliver her child within a matter of hours. If you leave her here to die, the child dies with her. But if you bring her along, she'll be a great burden, not to mention the baby. If it survives, that is. Leave her be, put her out of her misery, or try to help. That's not an option. Right, we're playing good guys here, so we're going to try and help. You wade through the corpses and pull the woman out from under the pile. Your companions come to your aid. You don't have a healer, and it's pointless to return to the village. These corpses are all that's left of it. Seems like you'll have to bring the woman to the men here. Well, the map said the men here was close. Still don't know what it is, but... You stop your company at the bridge. There are suspicious figures on the other side. The watchmen's bodies hang nearby, and the menhir itself is soaked in blood. You see a man being forced onto the stone. He then falls to the ground, writhing in pain. Flit grows pale. Aren't they Enses? The old chronicles call them abominations. I've read about them. Wielders of enchanted blades that can fly. Reap time is among us. You draw your sword. They've noticed us. Be on your guard. There are no fools gathering near the bridge. We'll have to dismount. Don't all of you swarm the bridge. You'll only get in each other's way. Gleda, look after the wounded girl. You order some of your companions to get to the bridge, and tell the others to guard the rear. Feels like the Enses want you on the bridge so they can bring it down. Okay, here goes another fight. Well, let's throw Sop in there. And alright, let's go with that. I don't want Thorn to get another injury or I'm screwed. Alright, well, let's put him there. Might as well put everyone up. And we'll just start popping people as they go. Nobody's got a shot. Alright. Well, let's lead off with a touch of chaos again then. Alright, well, if that's how we're gonna do it. Probably should have gone with defense rather than... Alright. Sure, I'll fill these clowns with arrows. Okay, that's interesting. Increase your defense by 3 when you kill an enemy. Increase energy by 7 when you kill an enemy. That was just rude. Oh, he had a counterattack. That's why that happened. So he gets defense up by 3. Well, I don't... Okay, I need someone who can actually attack. Okay. Yeah, so here's my problem. Oh, that's just annoying. Okay. So, if he's doing that, then we need to make him go away. Oh, I can't. That's annoying then. Fine, I'll try and take him out. Shoot, I hung him out to dry there. At least that buffed his health again. Yeah, I was gonna say, he's in trouble. No, they're not in range. Fine, I'll have to take on that guy. So these guys have some kind of magic stuff going on. Gonna have to walk. Yeah, okay, so he is the healer. He definitely needs to die. Except I can't frickin' get to him. So, fine. can't he attack? It's 2 down. Okay, now that's just not nice. Oh crap, they had reach on that. That's not good. Yeah, let's burn that. Alright, let's take down this healer before he gets wound number 3. Might actually survive this. Yeah, let's not do... something that costs me health. Damage. Okay, let's do this. Desperately hope it's enough. Damage. Alright, there we go. Whew. Oh boy, this game is tough. Three guys got promoted. That's good. Alright. Ramlin. You notice Ramlin on the bridge. He totters along with lifeless eyes. You know the horrors he's seen and want to approach him. But Gleda beats you to it. Ramlin hugs her and starts crying, nearly choking on his tears. You can't bring yourself to interrupt them. Lita tries to calm him down, and you listen to his jumbled account of what happened in the empty village. Judging by the bloodstains, some of the bodies were thrown in the river, and some... He goes silent, and you turn your attention to the men here. Alright, let's start with Ramlin. They killed everyone in my village. Some were thrown into the river, and others... You saw the corpses along the road? There are even people from the neighboring hamlets. Why do these bastards do this? I don't know. Seems like they savor suffering and death. We've purged this place of abominations and will kill any more that we find. My grandmother thought I was wizard material. She even gave me her amulet. Let me come with you, Thorn. I don't want to be a wizard. I want to be a warrior. That's why I joined the guards. Take the amulet, please. I don't think I'm going to take the locket. Some battles are won by wizards, not warriors. Wizards are actually warriors too, in a sense. Your grandmother's amulet is encrusted with a strix. That explains a lot. Keep it. And now if you're ready to fight and follow orders, you can come with us. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Oh hey, I made the right choice, yay! Listening nervously, Ramlin opens his purse with shaking hands, and he gives you several magical cards. How did you come by magical cards? They're heavy, like lead, and hot to the touch. And you say you don't want to be a wizard? His cards used to be my grandmother's. I played with them when I was little. She said that if they became heavier, it'd mean that playtime was over and something bad was brewing. I want to give them to you. You're my senior. You should use them. Do you even realize what this is? What's there to realize? My grandmother said that these cards aid those who want to use magic, or shield themselves from it, but have no shamanistic power of their own. The cards are Qumran, and the Qumra themselves are said to be the descendants of the abominations. I've heard of them, but didn't expect them to reclaim power. I won a couple myself. Who could have guessed that ancient trinkets would come in handy? The reaping has begun, Thorn. What used to be superstition and legend is manifested with magic. You must have noticed that some items are displaying special properties. The cards are no exception. Alright, what use are your cards? You can normally deduce what the card does based on the picture. They're not for wizards, remember? They're for people without special powers, so each card has a hint. Using them is easy as pie. Close your fingers around a card and use your will to direct its power. They're useful. No arguing that. But I'm more at ease with my trusty sword. You can't scatter an enemy detachment with a bunch of cards. I mean, you can if it's a whirlwind or something. Who knows? I've never used them myself, but it's possible that a card might trump a weapon. But remember, if you give the cards to another person, they can use them too. Why are some of them broken? They're not broken, just incomplete. Remember the time my grandmother procured a handful of shards. She assembled the picture, and the shards sort of glued themselves together. Do you suggest I go everywhere looking for these shards?
It's up to you. People have always collected fragments of these cards. Even though they didn't know their true value, they used them as amulets and souvenirs. That's why many merchants sell them. Same goes for items containing strixes.
Alright, thank you, but we really need to go.
Be careful with these cards. Anyone can use them. Sometimes it's better to use a weapon instead of standing around waiting for something magical to happen.
I expect you to do more than just gape. If you can cast proper spells, do it. And thank you for the plaques. I have a feeling we'll need them.
Well, you can count on me. Make haste. Something odd and evil emanating from the men here. I wouldn't tarry here.
You watch Ramlin go and notice the commotion near the wounded woman. Gleda stops you as you run off.
She's giving birth, Dad. Chase them all off and let Ramlin do his thing. Seems he's the only one left who knows what to do.
Everyone runs around looking for clean water and rags. You didn't even feel this much pressure when commanding an entire squadron. After all the pains, you're finally rewarded with a baby's cry. Gleda frowns deeply at you.
The baby is safe, but we couldn't save the mother. She'd been through a lot. We'll go search the watchman's supplies for milk, but we need to find a place for the baby to settle in. We should do it now.
Alright, well, let's find out what happened here. You walk up to the menhir and find familiar prints. The mysterious horsemen are Enz's. However, only two horses remain at the hitching post, which means that some of the abominations left before you arrived. Thank the gods for helping you avoid confrontation with the cavalry of abominations twice. It's clear that time is short. The Enz's could return any moment. And the menhir, has it been worth the journey? Did I have a choice?
Hey, Captain. What are you standing around for? Take a look at the menhir. You afraid to get your hands dirty or something? Not a pretty sight, though. Looks like those fiends showered the stone with human blood.
That's really odd. See that monk fellow lying there? Enz's forced him onto the stone, which killed him. Could it be that the Enz's polluted the stone with one of their nasty rituals? I wonder.
What in the world happened, Captain? Didn't you used to say that all that sorcery stuff was bollocks? Besides, those abominations are no match for the gods, that's for sure. Maybe we'll get rid of these nooses around our necks.
Wait, do you have a death wish or something? As for magic, I've seen enough crap over the last few days. What else could it be but sorcery? I even saw a man drop dead the moment he touched the menhir.
I'm not arguing what you saw. I'm just saying that you could have misinterpreted something, you know? I mean, the sacred stones couldn't just stop healing people all of a sudden. They've been working for eons.
There hasn't been a reaping in centuries. Let's not foolishly add to the death count. No touching. We'll reach the double menhir on the way to Ursus. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do the burial first.
You decide against burying the bodies that lie on the road. At least all the fallen beside the menhir have found a common grave. You've no further business here, so you prepare to head out. You notice Gleda is deep in thought. Before you can speak, Gleda beats you to it.
Why haven't you let me onto the bridge, Dad? Am I a bad fencer? Or were you going easy on me during training?
You feign surprise. And who else would care for the wounded? The men aren't exactly a nurturing bunch, so I put my trust in you. And judging by how you handled childbirth, I wasn't wrong to do so. As for going easy on you during training, it's complete and utter nonsense. Call Sop, Brent, or Hode for a witness. Not Hode, he's a dick. Let's go with Brett. You turn to the lad. He nods agreeably. Lord Brennan never singled anyone out, but he really had it in for you, Gleda. Maybe that's why you're better than most. You can tell that Gleda's shocked by all the praise, and decide to seize the moment. Grab your stuff, everyone. The child's going with you, Gleda. There's a squad of Enzes prowling about, so get back on your horses. Quickly. And tidy up and give orders. Heal party. Yes. Do I want to spend another day and another 25 Strixes? No. No, I don't. Alright. Leave Menhir Valley.
Hey folks, Aaron here. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you want more, please hit the subscribe button, like it, all that stuff, and don't forget the alerts for when I post new videos. New videos go up every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. Central. Vlogs and gaming content. You can also find me at my blog, stickstoriesscotch.blogspot.com, my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/shadowcaster, and a lot of other writing over on Mariner's Rock. Hope you'll be back next time. Until then, remember, keep your knees in the breeze and the shiny side up. And now, I gotta ride.